Team, welcome everyone to this short session and a free webinar on how individuals should go about mastering the HP Quick Test Professional tool. So I've put together a few slides to give you a walkthrough and my opinions in how you should try and approach this tool towards learning. As I know that this is one of the most prominent tools in the software test automation market, and there are many members who are interested in learning it. So primarily I've put together a few points about how you can go about mastering QTP, what should be your approach, and so on. So primarily it all starts with who you are. You could be someone who's beginning into IT or looking at QA. You realize that QA market is very crowded, and you realize that to get in you need something more than just manual software testing, because there are thousands of people with that skill. And what is that special skill? That skill becomes QTP. You could also become someone, you could also be someone who's already in manual testing but believes strongly that automation will help you in your career, in your growth, in better opportunities at your current workplace, and so on. Or you could already be someone who's a QTP automation engineer but is looking to enhance the skill. So primarily I'm trying to say that who is the audience for this kind of a presentation. Now, one of the core reasons, a few reasons why Quick Test Professional is, yes, I've mentioned this in my earlier webinars also, the software testing job is a very, is one of those jobs in the overall market in today's world, not just software industry, where the amount of stress, the amount of pressure or one goes through in this whole daily grind of work is minimal. Primarily because of the ease in which you can set yourself at a comfortable pace to work with and try and work in a comfortable environment. However, with the amount of competition increasing in it, there is an extended need for learning new things, getting that edge towards yourself, and so on. All right. There is also one of the strong reasons of why QTP is because it's got a very long history. It's one of the first automation software testing tools. It's been there for over a decade. So that means that the world has already been populated with people with that skill. There's already a huge set of users for HP Quick Test Professional. It is a licensed tool from HP company, but it has also become so popular that there are so many companies who have licenses, and they continue to look for professional people who can fill those job positions. And as you know, that this skill gives you an edge, on your career. Be it someone who's looking to enter into the job market by learning a few quick tools, or you're already in the market but you want to go progressively higher in that market. You're looking at a QTP or Selenium or some tool which is very specialized for you. Okay, that's what gives you specializations. For example, you could do a Bachelor of Engineering, let's say in a mechanical or a computer science or a civil engineering or any other engineering. But then you might do a master's on a very specific area that will give you a good hold on and strength in that zone. All right, one quick second, please. Sorry about that. So that's the reason you should learn QTP. Okay, QTP has become extremely popular in the market. It continues to rule the jobs, number of jobs listed for automation testing. Okay, while Selenium has an increasing trend, and it has in fact overshot QTP in the recent months, QTP continues to be one of the most prominently sought after tool. Okay, so and it's continued to be there for a long time, and the fact that it is evergreen. So there are new tools that will come into the market. There are new things that we continue to learn. QTP is more standard. It's been there and very reliable for a long time. However, if HP doesn't invest into progressing the tool, doing better with it, then it may slowly lose its ground. But as of now, it is as good as any other automation testing tool in the market. It is not second to anything specifically. So again, this is the Forbes.com article where you can go to Forbes.com and see the QA engineer being there as top position in terms of job satisfaction. There is also this trend of jobs for both QTP and Selenium. Now, what is it that you're supposed to know to really master QTP? I told you there's QTP and so on, right? But there are different components to it. Unless you learn those components, you really cannot picture yourself in getting there. You need to master the fundamentals of automation. When I say fundamentals of automation, what I mean is that the automation process itself is very different. How do you take something that is being done manually and then apply it through a grind and make it something that will work automatically on the push of a button? That whole concept, the process of moving from manual to automation is very important. Okay, the fundamental foundation concepts of automation. Lot of these are available as free videos on my website. I'm going to show you quickly where they are. You can go and start watching. So once you visit itelearn.com, you can go to your video tutorials, under which you can see QTP videos. So once you are on this page, you could sign up for the free preview and get those videos on your email as well, or you can go and visit each chapter. Currently there are only few free videos. I will open up and make them more free videos on each of them. The layout of the page is changing to be able to handle a better and growing need for the videos right now, but at the moment you will see there are plenty of videos for you to watch. Okay, this will give you the fundamental idea, the concept of automation, and that's why I tell you people that unless you build the foundation correctly, you should not move forward. Then there is a concept called record and run. Then there is a concept called checkpoints. Sorry, there's a K missing in between here. Then there is a concept called actions, and finally there is things like recovery scenarios and QTP test results. Now, do you really think that these are the things that a interviewer or a project that someone's going to work in are looking at? This is something that people won't even ask you. It is as good as saying that you go for an interview and the questions are not organized saying that how good are you in your basic 5th grade mathematics, right? They assume that you know some basic concepts there. How good is your written? Can you even write English? They're not going to test, are you only talking English and all that. Why? It is an assumption that is made, right? It's a base level. You have come to a specific standard, going through that increments in your life. These things are expected to be there with you as a QTP professional. It is the most simplest things which you can learn in about 4 hours, 5 hours. The most basic of things. Okay, how does the record and run work? Primarily, there's something called as a expert view, and there is a keyword view. So things like keyword view, record and run, important to know. I'm not saying that they're not absolutely unnecessary, but if you stop there, you are one among a million people. Okay, if not a million, you're one among a few thousand, hundreds of thousands of people. You have no specialization in the real automation tool, and that is why you need to know these concepts. The fundamentals of automation, there is nothing that you can do to avoid it. But the second most important thing, or the first most, I would say, would be VB scripting. The programming language that is required to master QTP is VB script. Very simple, very straightforward programming skill. You cannot go wrong in learning this. It has got a specific limit. If someone sits down for 2 weeks and focuses on it, they can master VB scripting very easily. There is no question about it. Okay. Now, to do this, yes, good source would be, again, there's plenty of tutorials on my website. You can also buy a book on VB script if you want. I wouldn't recommend it because I would recommend more on practical. In that case, just look at some online tutorials on VB script and learn it. But try and learn VB script on QTP, please. The reason I say on QTP is QTP has its own builder or area where you can write the entire scripting. I want you to focus at learning VB scripting in that specific section. That is your expert view. Okay. I want you to be able to sit down and start writing code. How you approach it, what you do to get there has been explained in those free videos. I have gone to the depth of those basic fundamentals in scripting. Programming language again covers a lot of aspects. You can start with something very basic as to how the program logic flows. You can then get into things like variables and parameters there. Then you can get into things like condition statements. You can get into loops. You will get into how you create objects, how you create functions, how you create function libraries, all of these concepts. Okay, so there is a whole set of learning, but about 2 weeks on this, it will get you in a strong position. So you don't necessarily need to learn VB scripting individually. It should be part of the QTP package. Then there is the whole concept of object properties or objects itself in QTP. The idea about how you identify objects on a web page or on an application, okay, on a web page or any application under test, that is critical. The art of identifying the objects and how you can work around that specific section is very critical. All right. Then you have the whole world of descriptive programming. Descriptive programming, as per me, is a very, very simple concept. Okay. Once you go through the fundamentals of automation, VB scripting and object properties, descriptive programming is just 2 sessions. And hence, if you look at on my videos specifically, I have specified only little bit on descriptive programming. Do you see this? So there are only 2 videos on descriptive programming. However, learning descriptive programming and then applying it every other chapter going forward is the most critical aspect. Okay, the more you practice with descriptive programming, the better you get at it. Okay, so there is one video which is free on descriptive programming. You can go and view this video on the website. All right, so you can watch that first video for free. It will give you plenty of information about what descriptive programming is. So again, don't miss to learn that. Finally, there is the concept of frameworks. Automation frameworks is basically a way, a methodology through which the industry is trying to execute projects in today's world. So the projects that are being executed, the industry wants to make sure that they are going to be efficient, that they will get reused over periods of time, and they're accurate. If any of these characters fail, then the whole automation itself is going downhill. Hence, to keep up with the overall demanding increase in automation and make sure that it is a successful project, you have to build things in a very systematic, planned manner so that you can reuse them, so that they're efficient and you're also being accurate. Automation is not about replacing manual testers. It is not about saying that you have 10 manual testers, now let's do it with 2 manual testers. It is about saying that let us become smarter at getting a better output or a better quality of the application into the market in a faster manner. Okay, so the quality is the focus. It is just not reduction of the effort. That is just a byproduct of the whole thing. All right. So frameworks is a big concept. And again, when I ask people about frameworks even today, they confuse between the basic concepts of framework. What is a data-driven framework? What is a keyword-driven framework? What is a hybrid framework? How do you put them together? What application or what's your approach depending on what the requirement is? That is very critical. And again, if you go back to the website, there's plenty of free information on automation frameworks. Okay, there is also a good video comparing different frameworks together. I believe it is either here or under hybrid. You will see some free videos which will compare each framework to the other. Do watch those because that will give you an idea of what framework is. I can tell you in English what a framework is in about 2-3 sentences. But the whole art of building a framework from ground up, it takes about 5-6 hours of sessions to walk you through it. Okay, that becomes very essential. And hence, what I did, if I look at most of my tutorials or live batches, is I said, let's break up the whole live batch that I do, about 15 hours. Okay, I take about 15-hour session into the following zones. What I do is I spend about 3 to 5 hours in basics of automation and VB scripting. Okay, automation and VB scripting. Then I spend about 4 to 5 hours on data-driven framework. Right, data-driven framework using object repositories and so on. Then I spend about 5 to 6 hours primarily on a keyword and a hybrid automation framework. As part of this, you will learn how to build some of the most prominent frameworks, and the whole approach towards building them is key. That will make you very comfortable. So depending on how quickly you need to learn QTP, there are multiple options that we have that you can evaluate. Now, so again, to master, you have various options. You have books, you have web, you have training, projects, combos. The whole idea is very simple, team. This is what I believe. The only reason you should go to a training is while it costs you, okay, money, you have everything to learn together. Otherwise, I have picked up many things on myself without attending trainings. I have done it over the web and self-studies. I have done it through books. We have all gone through this process of learning that way. It is just that, yes, either you don't have access to a good training, or you have no financial aid to be able to support you on that. But again, if I look at it myself, you spend at least 200 hours of effort in learning this thing, either through book or web and so on. You can at least evaluate or value your own time at, let's say, $20 an hour. That's your time that you're spending effort. So you're already investing about $4,000 to $5,000 in learning this tool, right? That is already an investment. So you can then look at trainings, not just my training, any other training. That with an additional push will get you there. You will still need to do research. You will still need to put in a lot of effort. But are you going in the right direction? You're anyway investing time, which is your money. And then you have to identify how you pick it up. I'm not here to sell my course, because I'm glad that people watch it and there's an automatic sales process there. But I just want you to guide you as to how you could go about. Again, various things. I put this earlier also in the Selenium, mastering Selenium sessions, but each of you could come with different things, saying that you have an interview that's coming up, or you need to learn this as part of your job hunt, or your corporation or your company is sponsoring this, or you're already in the QA but you need to grow in your career, or you are someone who's not at all in the IT industry and still need hand holding. So whatever be the case, there are different solutions for you to learn. All right. And here is the recommendation that I always have to people. What I would suggest is start with very free learning tools. Okay, free videos, free content, free evaluation, so that you know if that is going in the right direction. Once you invest a little time and you need getting serious about it, and this is working out in the right direction, then you can start to identify something more critical. But find something free, download the tool, install it, start practicing on it, go back to the web for any questions or challenges that you face, try and apply for jobs and see how you're getting evaluated in the market, okay? And then repeat it. So, for example, when you start the first time, you may not master everything. So just start with something basic. It's like, let's say start with fundamentals of automation, how you do record run, few checkpoints, actions, and so on. VB scripting basics, and let's say little bit of descriptive programming or a data-driven framework. All right, that is enough as a first round for you to get fundamentally good idea. Then you can go deeper into more things like keyword-driven frameworks and so on. Repeat the cycle as you evaluate. Okay, so if you think that that has worked out in your favor, you've gone ahead onto the job, and now you need to implement a certain project, then you can pick what you want to learn. Okay. Similarly, you have the other options of attend a train, add a training to the whole process and go through it. Okay. Now, as part of IT Learn, as I told you again, there are multiple options. The option that I recommend to many of the participants is primarily to start with the, this is my favorite approach team, okay, whoever be it. There are lots of topics here. Each topic has plenty of information and it is very involved. There is a lot of participation required from your end. It is very intense, okay? So don't jump into the topics right away. If you are a beginner, pick one of the recent live batches that have done and there are videos on it. Pick up one of the live batches, go end to end like a story on it, okay? Just like a movie. Do not open QTP and do not practice anything. Start with day 1 and go until day 15 or day 17 in this case. Watch it like a movie. Play it and keep a notebook on the side and take notes. That's it. What that does is it will give you a strong idea on these topics. Theoretical idea you have not practiced, that is fine. But at least you've completed end to end. Now you know what is it that you're going to look at. Okay. The easiest thing for you to do would be to watch and just take notes. So put it on your television, stream it there or your laptop, whatever it is comfortable for you, and start doing it in that direction. Once you finish one live batch videos, you can now go back and either repeat another batch. This time do a practice along with me. Open the same application that I've done and start practicing it and repeating whatever I've done at your end. Okay. Or alternately, after you finished watching one set of videos, you could also go topic wise and learn. There are over 80 hours of content. So I would not recommend that you pick up anything and go about everything, because every hour of watching might require about 2 hours of practice. So if there's about 100 hours, you're looking at about 300 hours of effort being put at your end. Okay. You should not, so basically I don't believe in the idea that you master everything before you put your foot in the door for your first project. You should get a good knowledge, but once you get onto the job, that is when you build on that knowledge and you become an expert. Okay. Becoming an expert is rarely done at a classroom level. It has to be done at the work, at your real place of implementation. But getting there with the right set of knowledge is essential. All right. So that is what this whole presentation was focused on. And I'm sure if there are questions, please feel free to start asking them over the chat and I will be glad to answer it. But at the same time, I wish each of you the best. I'm sure you can do very well just by focusing on simple ways of learning. What is essential to learn? You should know that. How you should go about learning it, that is something you should get involved as well. Okay. So at this point, if there's any question, please feel free to put that in the chat. When is next live batch starting? So this is again a $1 million question, team. I'll tell you, when is next live batch starting is probably a question that I get at least a dozen calls every day, and I get asked this question. Here is my answer. I don't know. I don't know. It could be 2 weeks from now, or it could be 3 months from now, or never. Why? Because people are smart enough to realize how they want to learn and they go about doing it. Very simple thing, team. When I do live batches, right? Let me write it out here. You'll get a good idea about it. All right. Like this, when I do live batches, number 1, over 100 participants are present in it. Okay. 2, it is not interactive. Why? You will ask very common basic questions when over chat, not even over audio. 3, real questions come when you practice offline. Okay, and that is why you have the itelearn.com/forum, where I also have a good hired technical team which is monitoring and helping you out there. Then fifth, it is repetitive sessions. Same topics, okay, I keep getting repeated. If you look at my live batch videos, it is the same exact flow. Start with the basics, go to one data driven, then a keyword driven, then a hybrid framework. That is how it has always been. So it is the same content that gets repeated over and over again. There is nothing new that I'm adding as part of this, because everything else is almost here. Plus, this doesn't cover all the topics. So live is just 15 hours, typically about 1/3 of the overall content. So that is the reason this approach that I've mentioned. Take one fast track, watch it like a movie, then go back, practice with other fast track or with the individual chapters, and that is about it. If you're at workplace, you've done one fast track, or you've got a job after a fast track, and then someone comes to you and says that, hey, I want you to develop a keyword driven framework, then take this topic and start doing it. Or you need to refer something with database testing, then use this. You want to talk about something like shell scripting, then you'll refer to this. Or you want to focus something on error handling and recovery scenarios and so on, you look at these topics. So those are a la carte. You can pick them up as you want it. Okay, let's see. Is there going to be QTP live projects too? Yeah. So I intend to do it at the pace at which I'm going, and with the amount of time that is at disposable for me, it is definitely getting a little tight. But I intend to provide a live project experience. I will communicate as and when. So apart from live project and a live training, I believe all the training content for you to really pick up the skill is available here. I will come up with some kind of a schedule for the live project very soon. How much I have to pay for QTP required videos? Please visit the pricing page. All the details are here in the pricing page. You can pick up the course of your interest. You can make the payment here and join from there. Okay. How do we get the software if we subscribe your videos? So there are two softwares that are important. There is a version 10, then there is a version 11. All the details of how to download, how to install, what to do is provided there. Any issue that you face in terms of questions and so on, if you go to the technical support page, you have the answers there. Okay. This is Karim, I have a question. Okay. Is there going to be a QL live project? I've answered that. Are there any limitations for QTP to automate websites developed using certain technologies? Okay. So Karim, number one, to understand this. QTP, the reason it works is because it can understand the programming language behind any application, and typically it is HTML. Okay, so as long as it is displayed on the application and it is not a applet in Java or a Flash based with very tough to identify objects, it is an easy thing to do, irrespective of was it developed in Python or Ruby on Rails or Java or .NET, doesn't matter. Okay. I've learned a lot from your free videos on YouTube. Okay, sure, thank you. I appreciate it. And in fact, if you go to youtube.com, there are hundreds of videos there. There are millions of views, hundreds of subscribers, thousands of subscribers, in fact, and you'll see plenty of free videos. So you can also pick some of these videos and start learning. Which one is a better automation tool, QTP or Selenium? Which one is used widely? Ask this to get a better idea. Okay. So again, it's very tough for me to say which one. If I were you, I would start with QTP. Okay, it depends on my need. If I have a job which is coming up in Selenium, then I will try and learn that. If I have a job that is coming up in QTP, then I'll try and learn that. If not, then I will learn QTP to begin with, spend about a couple of months on it, see how it goes, and then try and get into Selenium as a second add-on. Okay, that would be my approach. Otherwise, either of them is fine. Do you market for QTP QA jobs? Not we, but I have a partnering company which does that. Once we completed all the videos, is there a team who will help us to build our resume? I'm new to this field. Yes. So Jasmine, again, there is a technical team in place. The whole resume preparation and all that, there are plenty of videos also on that. In fact, you can go to free events. You should make your resume. Then I'll have someone from the technical support team who will be able to review and guide that. Okay. If it is starting, are you going to be the trainer? For QTP, if it's starting, in most probability it will be me. So far it has all been me, except for Quality Center, where I found someone else called Shan, who's handling it at the moment. How long will we have access to the software? So software is your access. Okay, there's plenty of solutions to it. You can look at the forum for the solutions on it. The videos, you have a 1-year access, and then you can renew it year on year for $75 from second year. Forum is a lifetime access for the forum. All right, let's see anything else. Right now, practice. Will I be able to attend live training? So yes, Imtiaz and team, you can. The way people join is they don't wait for the live training batch to start, live project to start. They will start with the videos, they'll learn it. Because 90% of people will not even attend a live batch after this because it is more than sufficient. Some of the people want to repeat it. At that time, you can upgrade. Videos is mandatory. You can pay $50 additional to attend a live training batch. Live project will come to it later. All right, how to become premium member? Again, pricing, you'll find all the details there. Kareem, I'm not getting into specific technical questions, please. You can use the forum out there. How much will the cost of extension once first year is over? It's a $75 fee for year on year. Okay, $350 is the price for QTP videos for the first year, and $75 thereon. You assist with job search. There is a partnering company that is focused on placements end to end. So they take your resume, they talk with you, they work with you, and they walk you through the entire process, and they will guide you towards placements. Okay, so you work directly with them, and you don't even have to deal with me in that. It's a direct interaction with that company. Once you sign into the members area, you will find that information. All right, team. Thank you so much for attending this short webinar. I hope it helped you and gave you a quick start in this direction. From here, you should be able to carry forward things. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. Take care then. Thank you, everyone. Bye.